Dude and dudettes. This is the One Man Army J Pro. Today this is Embrace the Pro. We're going to get into the life in dirty Hollywood. We're going to talk about Tyler Perry's new flick, Straw. And we're also going to just, talk about stereotypes and acting and all that good stuff. But I saw Straw. I thought it was interesting. I think that I was raised by a black woman, a single black woman. I mean, I get it. I'm like, it wasn't bad. It just was weird. Normally the movies that Tyler Perry do that don't have Medea in them, I like usually. Like, I love Family That Prays. I love Daddy's Little Girls, Peoples. I mean, he makes some good shit. And, a lot of the time, I was one of them dudes where, like, because I started watching it when it first came out. Now, I remember we used to be watching the plays on tape, before the football games in Hartfield in high school. So, I don't know where the disconnect came from. And, like, most of the time, like, especially living here, that's the ultimate goal, is to work with Tyler Perry. I mean, me, myself, if the right opportunity come along, sure you would want to work with Tyler Perry, I don't think he would pick me anyway, because they don't really have, like, my style. He wouldn't like it, but, Straw was good to an extent. It kept me on my seat. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I was confused like a motherfucker. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I was watching it, and I was watching it, and then I was watching it from a filmmaker point of view, and then I was watching it from, like an audience point of view, and I still didn't get it. And this is spoilers, but I didn't even know the little girl died. And, like, she was already dead, so I was still trying to figure out when it was going to get her. Like, I was confused, bro. Like, but nevertheless, I love when us black folks try to, make a diverse of genre of films, besides hood shit and, drama. Well, it was a drama, so I guess, you get the point. But I just think that the story lost itself along the way, but the message was great. Single mamas are tired. Single men tired. We all tired. It reminded me of that movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas. I don't know if you ever seen that movie. If you have it, it's fire as hell. It's basically the same fucking movie. Michael Douglas is like a white dude, like just a normal average white collar worker, and he having a bad day, and just like he just having a bad day like all through the day. Then he just snap, and he just go around shooting motherfuckers and shit. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies. But that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of that. So I didn't really have a problem with it per se, but I thought it was pretty dope. But just something to watch. We don't have a lot of black movies out that come out like that no more. So if it's on, I'm gonna watch it. So I say, if you don't watch it, just watch it, I don't feel like you gotta take a stand against it and no shit like that. I feel like Tyler Perry has his own lane. He does his own thing. Sitting over there in the corner. And sometimes, you see the balloons and shit out of the castle come out, and then you kind of intrigued, like, what's going on over there? And then you go over there and you be like, oh, that's what they doing? Just don't go over there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, Hollywood is messed up, like, But I blame it more on the black community, because like, the black community is way more harsher, that's not even a word, harsh on the expectations than whites are. I mean, white people make Shaun of the Dead, shit like that, Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin. They be laughing their ass off at that shit. But if I make some shit like that, it's a problem. I don't know why it's like that, And it sucks. It's like, Seth Rogen ugly as a motherfucker, but he get to be the leading man in his shit because they don't care about that. But with us, you gotta be sexy, you gotta be funny, you gotta be small. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have all these qualities just to make a comedy film, and it don't make no damn sense. I mean, that's why I blackball myself out of a lot of roles, because I remember one time I was working on this pilot. I ain't gonna say the name, and I got the audition and I got it. So we ended up reading the script, and I'm looking through it and shit. And he was like, "Wait, you gonna play this?" I'm looking through it. Like, what the fuck the lines at? You got no lines. Oh, you just gonna be a security guard. Now, mind you, I was probably the most seasoned veteran in that room, but because it's the big motherfucker thing again. Because of that, I had to play a bodyguard. I didn't even give a nigga no lines. It's crazy, because it's like I had the most experience in the room, but nobody cared because they was looking at aesthetics. That's why after a while, I just was like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna do my own shit. Because Hollywood does that to you. For some reason, when you white, you could be what you want to be. as an actor. I mean, look, I could name like buku big fat actors. I'm not even that fat like that. But I could think of like Chris Farley, Kevin James, and all the motherfuckers be having the star roles with the sexy leading actress and shit like that, but we can't get that. You know, so they'll never give Cedric a role like that. Cedric still ain't got no role like that, you know, and they got bigger dudes that's great actors. You know, like, you know, Wendell Pearson. He should, you know, he get fire roles, but, you know, he should be having his own shit, you know. He should have been a lead, you know, cop in The Wire and shit like that. You know, but it's all about looks and shit with us. And half the pretty motherfuckers in Hollywood don't even got no damn talent. That's the crazy part about it. It's like Jonah Hill say, like, ain't nothing funny about a physically fit man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, that shit suck. So then we go back to Tyler Perry and he talk about, you know, like, they be saying how, like, he make the dark-skinned dudes, the evil ones, and light-skinned dudes with the braids be the good one and all that shit. And the women always going through shit. But somebody watching this shit. He got an audience. So apparently some people ain't tired of it. And a lot of his audience is older black women too. So I mean, you know, they love that. But if y'all will support the people that make independent art, more people will make it. So then black filmmakers, we get confused because we don't know what to make to please the audience, people. I mean, you know, and then they say like all we like is hood shit. And I think the reason why we don't like hood shit, we only like it is because it's consistent. I mean, you get a Sinners, you might not get another Sinners for 10 years. You get a Get Out, you might not get another Get Out for another 10 years. I can always watch some Power. I can always watch some BMF. You know, I can always watch Thugs in the Street or Guns on the Ground or Holes in the Club. I can always watch that shit because it's consistent. That's why I try to make a little bit of everything. But, you know, like I said, you know, they don't support the independent artists enough. Because us as black folks, we don't trust the niggas, and we be like, oh, who this nigga is? This new nigga trying to be funny, or this new nigga trying to be a sex symbol. Who this nigga is? I don't trust this nigga. Give me somebody I know already. Give me Michael B. Jordan or something. Like, give me Morris Chestnut. I already know them. I don't know you. You know? So, you know, that's a lot of the problem. Another problem is, you know, and this is just my opinion, but some directors be trying too hard to be different. You know, some directors go way left field. Trying to make art pieces, think pieces. Ain't nothing wrong with being woke. Ain't nothing wrong with being different. Ain't nothing wrong with being experimental. But you also got to know your people too. Like, you got to know your audience. You know what we like and what we don't like. Like, you don't have to front. I mean, I went to college, and I'm sure I got the same taste in movies and music as somebody who didn't go to college. You know what I'm saying? I work in healthcare on the side. Somebody who work in construction, I'm sure we listen to the same shit. So it don't matter about like, you know, trying to push the edge and all that shit. You could do it, but like still keep your people in mind. You know, I think that's why a lot of people, you know, mess up at. I think they don't know their people. You know, us black folks, you know what we like. You know what we don't like. Even if we all like different shit, we still like the same kind of shit. You know? Keep that in mind, brother. But I personally think like what you like doesn't define you as a person. What you like doesn't define you as a person. Like, I think that you could like what you like. I know for sure, like, many doctors listen to fucking Meg Thee Stallion and Glorilla on their way to work. For sure. Like, I watch a lot of hood shit. I watch a lot of, like, comedy, funny shit, funny clips on YouTube. I even don't watch Constantine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just get a kick out of them. I think they funny. It remind me of me and my partners when we was younger. You know, like, I watch stuff like that. I watch people eat all day. You know, like, that's my big thing, because I'm losing weight, so I don't eat that much. I eat enough to nutrition myself. But, you know, I watch, like, different people try different new foods and eat buffets and all that other shit. I just be looking like, damn, I wish I had some of that. It's a form of discipline for me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think that, you know, like, we let our choices take us over, like, you know, because everybody's opinion is different. But then, you know, you got some people who try to have a different opinion just to have a different opinion. That shit annoying too. You know, like when people talk about Beyonce, like to me, you know, I think she great too. You know, just cause I don't want no cowboy hats and all that. I just, you know, I like her music though. You know, some people may not think the music is all that, but you know that girl can sing. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, anything like that. You know, some people just be hating to hate. Some people just be different just to be different. So, you know, I'm saying all that to say, like, you ain't got no choice but to keep grinding. Just do what the fuck you want to do.